when I was writing a lot of and rethinking the transition from what Hong Kong Ambassador Design was before, and also now as Design Trust, it was primarily founded with an interest to be grant giving, to support grants to, as you said, young academics or designers who have critical questions or ideas or projects that actually no one wants to fund, right? So that was the entry point into developing Design Trust, build a community around vetting applications of quality research and topics that have urgency. Ideas of fostering designers. I feel quite proud to be working with my board and our community of advisors to be able to produce new knowledge and support not only just design research community, but also reaching out our unique assets in Hong Kong for international community. I'm also extraordinarily proud in 2017 to start the Design Trust Future Studio program that has direct impact on the city through looking at topics of urgency, like how do we develop better support to community spaces? How do we look at our heritage through the lens of revitalization of buildings and new material practices? So I'm quite proud of it, but we have a lot of work to do still. As we've been in lockdown or facing a lot of uncertainties, it's been extraordinarily introspective about our role in society. So the last few months, I've been exploring some concepts about how to build community resilience, how do we foster more collaboration with our community during such times. So created a collective brief outlining a few challenges or questions to our community to respond to, and make a homemade prototype responding to the COVID-19 and also the current situation. So it's been really inspiring. We've had a wide range of designers to advisory members, committee members, to very well-known architects, to graphic designers, to very young emerging researchers, to designers participating, responding to the brief, and to really show innovation within the community. And the critically homemade, although we are focusing more on how craft and making is also a way to release creative expression and also a way to produce and think. It's always been a way to produce human survival and expression by making. And by making, we also find new ways to, and new ideas and new material cultures. So it's been a really exciting, initiative. It's also a way to build dialogue between different communities, wonderful series of prototypes. At the launch, we had a lot of supporters coming together, and this is the first time in a very long time, especially coming out of the third wave of the Hong Kong pandemic, to witness such community resilience to come support this initiative for our nonprofit organization. So I'm extremely happy and humbled by the opportunity to be able to bring people together and have a lot of support from the designers and patron community coming together.
We've known Design Trust for a couple of years now. We've always been good friends with them and been paying a lot of attention to what they've been doing, and it's always really awesome projects.
Going to the gala. And
yeah, galas and...
Yeah, it's always a really good vibe. It's a good crowd, it's a good energy.
Yeah.
This is called Duality Indivisible, and we're very different, but we're also very similar. So I often think of us as like two sides of the same coin.
We've never really worked together before, so it's really interesting. And then we were like, well, our work is quite similar in many ways, so how can we bring that idea into reality? And Peter's best bringing a concept into reality with paper and pen, right? Because of what I do, like I talk a lot about balance and within a space. So we were like, how can we bring that into an artwork? And then Peter was the one that can do that.
Well, I think that's kind of what we are as a pair. Thierry, and like what Thierry does too, right? The version or her interpretation of it, and the way she is trying to bring it out of just a sort of a Hong Kong niche and actually bring it into a greater world.
Yeah, it's yeah, I guess the title, you know, culturally Hong Kong and beyond is very fitting to what we've been doing for a long time, especially with, you know, again, like with the feng shui, is because it's so deeply rooted into Hong Kong. So it's a great opportunity to be able to create something that really represents that and the culture itself.
Design Trust and myself goes way back to 2015, and I was very lucky. In 2015 I received Design Trust first feature grant. Throughout 2015 till now, it has enabled me to complete my research and continue to pursue the passion of how to help individual women in the villages in Guizhou and build a design hub there. I've decided to create a hand fan. Whether we're at home, we turn on AC all the time, or whether we're out hiking, we also have a little like pocket fan. Both of them will require a lot of electricity. I've also partnered up with Taiping Carpet and continues our collaboration from the Dancing Phoenix carpet that we have created for Horpa Mansion. I think Hong Kong has a lot of hidden treasures and also culture people are not aware of. I think this is a mini reflection of our least culture. So I've 3D printed the fan structure mimicking the bamboo look-alike to leave this texture on top, and then hand woven it with interactive yarn that we've together developed with Taiping Carpet. So it changes color according to different temperature, so it gives you a little hint of, oh, it's too hot, and we start using the fan, or it's actually, or the UV is too strong, we must start walking into a shade. So I think it's a subtle relationship with a daily culture.
好多關係啦，咁多年幫你哋 run workshop 做 mentor 又有啦 ，presentation 做一個 sharing 又有啦，好多 occasion 我都參與啦。呢本係我呢個 format 嘅，我第一次翻嘅書嚟嘅。我想表示下我對疫情好多重新評估，其實我哋日常嘅嘢係咪 take it for granted 咧？ 係咪 overdone 咗啲嘢，或者係有啲嘢我哋冇關心嘅咁啊？書嘅內容係一輯相，呢啲相係我好多年影過嘅嘢，係我心目中嘅山嚟。牆邊嗰啲雨水嘅痕跡啊，街邊啲 signage 啊，有啲地盤啊，有啲局部嘅 graphic， 我覺得似個山字啊。我有一山人嘛，咁。 山對我嚟講好重要嘅，山 nature 對我好symbolic 一個人同 呢個世界一個好大嘅關係，係我哋冇錯困咗喺一個好 define 嘅唔 feel comfortable 嘅環境裏邊。Within 裏邊，你可唔可以用一個唔同嘅心境、唔同嘅心態去 embrace 佢，或者去接受佢嘅咧？咁我就揀咗我影山呢個過程嘅一個思維。唔緊要啊，你睇到佢係山就係山嘅，你睇到佢 beauty 就係 beauty。All depends 你點睇嘅啫，其實。用咗呢輯相，頒咗呢本書，我過程之中嘅日常點樣去 enjoy all moments 個感覺，去擺咗喺呢個 COVID-19 呢度。
我係 Design Trust Future Studio 2018年 program 嘅 mentee， 咁我係有份參與喺荃灣2披坊個遊樂場嘅設計嘅。咁我個 project 叫Do Not Cross 啦。咁其實因為個 brief 本身係講緊要回應而家呢個社會嘅狀況，咁但係我覺得呢個議題就好大，就寧願 focus on 一啲比較個人啲嘅小問題。因為呢排大家都 work from home， 咁我就發現自己有個冇習慣，就係成日都翹腳，搞到自己成日腰酸背痛咁樣。咁我就發現原來只需要用2條橡筋綁住對拖鞋咧，其實就成功防止到我自己翹腳嘅。咁所以我就 design 咗一個少少咁樣嘅算係 package 去包裝呢件事。咁嗰2條橡筋就箍咗隻腳啦，嗰個 graphic。咁亦都就係即係同時個 double meaning 就係隻 do not cross 個交叉咁樣。咁呢個係我同我嘅朋友嘅 printing studio Flip and Roll 一齊就做呢個 printing。喺 pandemic 嘅時間就成日都係講緊自己個身體覺得舒唔舒服。咁 outside world 就好危險啦。咁但係 stay 喺屋企我咧就有相反嘅問題，就係喺屋企做嘢，我有時係因為太過舒服，反而係因為太過自在，咁就平時喺公司會拘謹啲，反而就唔會有咁多壞習慣。但係屋企就成日都坐到歪嚟歪斜，咁就發現自己身體有另外一啲以前喺公司做嘢反而冇嘅問題。咁所以我就係想透過呢啲咁樣嘅好簡單土炮嘅 prototype，咁就反而可以 soft 到自己，令到自己喺屋企做嘢舒服啲，冇咁多唔舒服，係冇咁多唔自在咯。
I am the Design Trust seed grantee, and my project with Design Trust was called 70% Visibility, and it was inquiry-based research project into the modern movement in context of architecture, urban planning, and the collective memories of citizens. So the prototype I shared with Design Trust for this initiative is called Future Fossils. It focuses on construction waste that circulates back into our natural environment in the most unexpected moments, such as non-designer related hangout on the beach, where among pebbles and shells, actually the construction waste, the tiles or ceramic pieces, concrete pieces emerge among. It's a process-based inquiry rather than just an object, a trigger to a conversation about why do we build the way we build and if those methods are actually sustainable. I don't intend it to be a final solution or an object that serves as a solution, rather being a question and inquiry for what we're doing with methods of building our environment.
We were invited to be design mentees in Design Trust Future Studio 2019 Heritage is Innovation to create a sculptural object together with Taiping and 4 Hall Par Mansion, and we're just basically Design Trust champions and friends as well. So our prototypes are called Pocket Garden. They take their cue from the project we did last year for Design Trust called Terra Mobiles, and looking at Tiger Balm Garden and the landscapes and the inspiration of Tiger Balm Garden, which was Chinese landscape paintings and rock gardens.
So we're working on a new material, sort of investigating porcelain to make a lightweight material. So this project, we sort of miniaturized what we were working on for a Hall Par. One of the aspects we worked with was integrating the Lego connector so that children could build and play with this. It could be an educational tool for parents to talk about history and gardens, as well as being something an adult could appreciate on their office table or just play with.
Also comes at a time where we have all been locked up at home, and we came across this quote when we were researching the project about landscape paintings in Scholars' Rocks having the power to transport you into mountains and into valleys and into streams, and we thought it was a beautiful quote, and it struck us that we needed nature and we were longing to travel and being outside, and Scholars' Rock have that power to transport you. As you look at them, you project yourself in nature, and I think this was also something that we wanted to inject in this piece.
咁我係Design Trust Future Studio 嘅2018年嘅 Mentee 啦，咁就 design 咗荃灣2披坊嘅一個公園。咁我個 project 咧就叫做 Bake Your Cutlery 啦，係可食用嘅一啲餐具啦。其實咧喺個疫症入邊咧，我哋都發現好多餐廳咧，其實都只係 offer 一啲 take away 嘅一啲 service 啦。而好多餐廳咧，其實都只係會 offer 一啲 single use plastic 嘅餐具，咁其實都會造成一個好大量嘅一個 waste。咁所以就諗會唔會有另一啲嘅option， 其實係可以 replace 呢啲咁樣嘅 plastic 咧？咁就 come up 咗一個咁樣嘅 idea。只要用一個好簡單嘅工具，用個焗爐啦，用麵粉啦、水啦，咁就已經可以做到呢啲咁樣嘅可食用餐具咯。同時間咧，其實咧透過呢個咁樣嘅做法咧，都可以 fulfill 到一個 education 嘅一個 purpose 咯。咁譬如好似我哋同啲小朋友會做呢啲咁樣嘅餐具嘅時候咧，其實好多時候咧透過我哋搓麵粉咧，都會令到佢哋 go through 一個 design process 咧。create 一啲新嘅形狀啊，或者一啲 character 啊，咁樣去完成呢個作品咁樣。
I always believe design has a very important role to play, and it's a way to reimagine the future. So what's been extraordinary is how design as a process or research gives narrative or structures to our city. You know, we've been actually fostering a lot of projects under the Design Trust Future Studio program. We just launched one last year on how heritage is innovation. So I always see design as a lens or a tool and a means to provoke and probe and accelerate new innovation and ideas. And design is borderless, right? We all share commonalities, and creativity is a way to explore new human relationships. And if we say design, for example, something as simple as a community park for the citizen, it's not designing just for one person, it's really designing for the public. And so what we have been thinking a lot about is design really can impact public space, public culture, and the role of public participation to build a much stronger civic society. So yeah, this is kind of, I feel quite strongly design is borderless and has potential to build new dialogue, and should always be an act of diplomacy so that we can bring communities together and advance our knowledge through design.